What up, man? Y'all know what it is. I'm back once again, man. It's your boy Big Boosie. Y'all already know I only bring legendary stuff to the table, man. But don't get it twisted. We bring other brand new things up here as well. But I'm starting off with my legendary people. So, you know, I gotta introduce. This is like my brother. We go way back years.
Facts.
And this is my brother. Y'all know him as DJ Skillz. What's up, Skillz?
What's good, bro?
My brother, man.
And we here.
Finally got you here, man.
Yeah,
finally
man.
got you here, man.
Yes.
So, man, I wanna go all the way back from when we first met.
Right.
And we met through a mutual friend. God bless him.
Marty.
Which is Marty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, before we met, what was you already into DJing on a heavy scale as such as you are now?
Yeah. So before we met, in what, like 2001?
Yeah.
I think it was like 2001. So granted, I started DJing in '96. In '99, I went on my first tour with the RZA.
Oh, okay.
It was the Bobby Digital tour. I was opening for B Lord. Actually, that was my first manager.
B Lord, South Carolina.
Yeah, come on, yeah, you know.
Yeah,
so that's kind of like what started me seeing the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying, and things, and then from there, that's when I met Kenny Burns a year later.
Puff manager.
Yeah.
Kenny Burns.
Yeah. You know, he had the 2620 music then.
Yeah.
And that was he introduced the Young Bloods, Jim Crow. That was my second tour I went on. I did that in 2000.
Right.
So from there, it was just kind of like the snowball effect of everything just kept
just building.
Right.
Building.
And then I met Marty 2000, 2001. I think we was in Dillon, South Carolina somewhere. And Chaos introduced us, and Marty was just like, yo, I gotta rock with him. Marty was rocking with Akinelli.
Yeah.
Then I think they brought Akinelli for a show, and that's how we connected. And from there, he's like, yo, I wanna manage you. And from there, that was it. And
so he had told me about y'all, man. And big shout out to B Lloyd and them, Gary G. That's his manager. That's my boy. But yeah, he started telling me about you and
Flash. Yeah.
And he said he set up a meeting and y'all came to my house. And we was trying to put something together to actually start, you know, adding on to what y'all already was doing and stuff, man. So, but I was rapping then at the time, as a matter of fact. Marty was managing me. So that's when I had met Akinelli. That's how I got to know Akinelli real good. And shout to Ak, that's my brother as well now at this point. So, what we did, we sat down and we was putting something together, a blueprint and everything.
It was like a mix. I remember because we came to your crib in Durham.
Exactly.
I remember this, like I said, that was the first time me and Double, the whole crew. I can't remember the youngin' I had in the crew.
Davon.
It was like, Marty had a plan.
Yeah,
like, he definitely had a solid. He was connecting the dots, like, and I think y'all got family ties in like Laurinburg.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's kind of like right across the way from Florence.
That's crazy you mentioned that. I bought him from Laurinburg to actually help me run what I was doing up here. And, you know, I was new in the music game. I had just came home, and you know, I was just booking artists so I could perform.
Right.
So like I always tell people that formula Jay-Z and Dame Dash and them was doing, I've done that before. I just didn't prosper with it because I didn't really know the game. I was learning it.
Right.
But I bought him from Laurinburg to help me pursue what I was doing here in Durham. And we started booking Mr. Cheeks. That's how I got to know Mr. Cheeks. And so, you know, after that, I started moving around a little bit more. And that's my point. After that, you and Flash, I don't know, y'all just disappeared. And next thing I know, I see y'all doing parties everywhere. I'm like, hold up, this gotta be the Skillz I know. This is not gonna be what I'm doing, man. I'm like, yo, I don't know, whatever science y'all put together, man, y'all put it together real well.
Well, it was unscripted, man. Like I always tell people, like, you know, I'm big on energy. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And you link with people that kind of, you know, kind of got the same synergy that you have, and you just kind of like, you feed off of that. Cause like when me and Flash met around the same time, we all met.
Oh really?
Like, I met Flash in a Guitar Center here in Raleigh off Capitol Boulevard in a DJ battle.
What?
And I was like, yo, like he dope. And we connected, and then come to find out, my shouts to MC, we had the DJ called Touchables.
That's my boy. I taught his brother how to rock the mic and all that.
Right. So MC had the DJ crew.
Yeah.
And one day he was like, yo, I want you to meet some DJ friends of mine or whatever. And Flash was there. We was like, Man, we know each other. But at this time, you know, Ninth One was working out in the studio. Nobody knew who Justice League. This was all before Justice League, Little Brother blew up.
Wow, right.
And that's, you know, Flash. Also, all of this was being cultivated all around that time.
And that's why you said energy.
It's energy, man. Like, it's like things that's supposed to be.
That's deep.
They're gonna be.
Cause I thought you and Flash was already like brothers already.
Nah, we cut from the same cloth.
Yeah, man. That's deep right there, man. So now we got the story of how Flash was on tour with Little Brother.
Yeah, that's how, and then that's how that came into play. And then around that same time is like when you said then Skillz disappeared. I dropped out of school at St. Aul at the time. Yeah, I dropped out 2002.
Okay.
And just want to pursue DJing full time. So this was right after Mr. Cheeks Lights Camera Action video.
Yeah.
Marty set that up because he ties at Cheeks.
Right.
And you know that kind of just took its own course for me, and that's when I linked with Kayne. And he came out here to Raleigh. Yeah. For the I think it was the SMES Music Conference, but nobody knew who Kayne was then. Right. And linked and did the College Dropout mixtape. Right. And then from there, Paid in Full came out. Yeah. The Paid in Full tour. I was doing the after parties. Word. And then I linked with Rel, and after that.
Yeah, Rel was from South Carolina.
Right. And that was our first, like, we met in Fayetteville, but, you know, didn't know. I knew he was from Orangeburg, but he didn't know me. So once we figure that out, he's like, oh, nah, you rolling with me. And
yeah, that's crazy.
The rest was history.
One big circle, though. Even from down there, from up top, coming right back here.
It all linked, and can't forget White Bread, BBO.
Yeah, my bro, White Bread. That's Marty's blood cousin.
Yeah, Marty connected that.
He's still running with Mace.
Yeah.
See Mace with talk shows. He'll probably be sitting in the background somewhere. Yeah. And he's teaching now.
Yeah.
Shout out
we
to
still talk.
Yeah,
we still talk. That's my brother. Yeah, we still talk.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, man.
See, you've been so busy, I ain't had time to catch up with you, man.
Yeah, me and you catching up right now.
See, this ain't an interview. This is about brother with brother talk.
Real talk.
That's crazy, man. Yeah. So, yeah, shout out to White Bread. I'm proud of you, bro. I see you doing your thing and all that, man. So, so I didn't know you was connected with Kayne. How that happened?
That's so, shouts to Chubbs and Matt. They was doing the SMES Music Conference during that time. Here, they was doing it in Durham.
And this was on Kanye Come Up.
Right, when he had just put the, I think it was the Get Home Soon or Get Well Soon mixtape that he got in an accident. And, I had just dropped out of college. I was at St. Aul in Raleigh. And, my manager, E. Terry, he was doing the Rockefeller stuff, all the marketing promo for like Southeast. So anything that came through this market, he already knew. Yeah, he already knew. So, being that it was a conference, he knew Kanye was coming in town. And I was just like, yo, like, I already said I was going to do a mixtape, and I was calling it the College Dropout. So he's like, yo, Kanye got an album coming out called College Dropout, and he coming to the city. I'm like, yo, it'd be dope.
Man, that's dope. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And it was a reach, but I didn't think it was far-fetched because I felt like the energy, it was real. And so he was like, yo, I got to get Kanye when he come in town. So when he come in town, I'm going to just hit you and just come meet me. I was living off of Millbrook Road at the time. Right. So they was at Bahama Breeze, middle of the day on a Friday. Right. Well, that maybe it was like a Thursday, Wednesday, something. But it was before I had to do my shift at Foxy. I was doing radio at Foxy 99.
Oh, you been in Foxy that long?
I did Foxy, so that's crazy. When I dropped out of school, I was majoring in mass communication. Right. So concentration in broadcasting. Dropped out, ended up getting a job later, a year later, in the same thing I was majoring in.
Man, God bless you, boy.
So that's why I was like, it's no need for me to go back. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. Right. He hit me and was like, yo, I got Kanye here. Come to Bahama Breeze now. Whoa. It's like 2:30, 3 o'clock. I gotta be on the air in Fayetteville at 5. I'm in Raleigh. Right. So I'm just like, I'm going to Bahama Breeze. Yes. Sat down, we chopped it up. He's like, yeah, they was telling me you trying to drop a mixtape and you trying to take my album name. I'm just like, nah, like it seems nothing like that. Like, I'm like, I'm a college dropout. That's how he was direct with you like that. But it was in a joking manner. He just like, nah, I'm fucking with you. Like, yeah. And it was all love. So we laughed that off, and then we just sat down and had a real conversation. He was just like, yo, I'll host it. It's all love. He was just like, find me a studio, and I'll go do whatever you need. And
where's that mixtape at right now?
I got it. I got it, and I have that and the original drops, and that's when he met.
Did you ever release it?
Yeah.
What?
I'll get you a copy.
I need a copy.
Yeah, I'll get you a copy. Yeah, that was like the startup, and that's when, so the studio that he ended up going to,
yeah,
that's how he linked up with Knife and Lil Brother.
Right.
At the same time.
That's how Knife got connected with Jay-Z to actually do tracks.
I'm not going to, I can't speak on that because that I don't know.
Okay.
Because at that time, I wasn't really in the fold of the whole, like we were still cool,
right.
but I was just so engulfed in my own brand and kind of like doing my own thing at the time. So it was like, I would go check them out, say what up.
Right.
And it was just like, I got this going on over here, so let me
no doubt
put my hands on what I
just showing brotherly love and
yeah.
Just in case y'all have to do something. Yeah.
And it's still there.
Small
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I know that's when they recorded the C Now record. It was Lil Brother and Consequence or whatever, and Kanye. But yeah, that's what so Kanye went through, did the drops. I made it to my radio show. Came back to Raleigh. And when I came back, everything was done. He just gave me the disc, and I think that's the same night we ended up going to like the Brothers 3.
And I always heard, back then, I met Kanye one time, and this one I had Rick vocals.
Rick, he had a song Ghost, right?
Ghost is on the
right. Yeah. I kept thinking this morning, I was like, yo, was the artist named Ghost? I kept remembering Ghost.
Yeah, Rick vocals. Yeah. The song is Ghost. I had him signed with Rockefeller. I met him down here at one of my friend's house. Took him to Dame. Me and my brother Jay Black took him to Dame and Jay-Z. And Dame fell in love with that song Ghost.
Right.
And that's the song we did when God bless her, Aaliyah passed away.
Right.
Dame kept saying the song keep reminding me of Aaliyah. And my bro Jay Black said, well, let's bring it to life.
Right.
And we went and did the video for that. But during all of that, I had him working with Kanye West.
Right.
And they was calling him the next R. Kelly, which that was when R. Kelly's name was good.
Right.
And besides that,
Then.
It's a good thing to be compared to, because at the end of the day, he's a genius at music. Anyway,
Absolutely is.
So they was calling next R. Kelly. And then one time, Dame took us to Kanye's house and showed mad love. That's the moral of the story. He always, he's controversial, but he showed mad love. So the way you telling me this, and he was kind of he had a hit record out at the time, right?
Yeah,
so
he did.
Sometimes they get that one hit record and get big headed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he came and blessed you like that, man. That's a blessing. Shout out to Kanye, But so after that, you put the joint out. Yeah. And I want to say you did a big leap of faith by not going back to school, man.
Nah, big facts.
How many people do that, man?
Nah, like I bet on myself.
Yes.
I was taught, like, listen, if nobody else don't believe, bet on yourself. You'll never go wrong, because if anything, you can revert back to your foundation. You know what I'm saying?
And you know why I say that? Because DJing ain't promised to a lot of DJs, man. DJing, man, there's been people DJing for years and don't get the cuts and the breaks and the maneuvers how you maneuvering. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you a crazy thing. I was having a conversation the other day with one of my homies, and we were just talking about DJing and you can come in this game and you can use it as a crutch, and a crutch is supposed to help you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't depend on the crutch.
Right. Fact.
And I see a lot of DJs, they get that crutch and they lean on it way too much, much weight.
Right.
And then when the crutch breaks, they left to try to figure it out. And I think that's where they get lost in the shuffle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's just kind of like one of those things, like I always said, like, and I move around with a lot of artists, you know what I'm saying, in this industry.
That's a fact.
And the one thing I've always learned was just like, I don't use, artists to benefit me. I like to work and build a partnership, you know what I'm saying, and get out of it what I'm supposed to get out of it.
Right.
Because when they say that they're done, and there's nothing that you can do. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
So it's like, what did you do with the time that you was given with them? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, that's one of those things of, it's just like, maximize the opportunity, bro.
Right.
Like, don't take it for granted, because they don't have to choose you. And they can stop whenever they stop, and whenever they say, I'm done. Yeah. Like, what you gonna be like, yo, what? Like, nah, bro. Yeah. Like, maximize what you got with them and make it work for yourself so you can see down the road.
That's why your name is really implanted in the game now. So I'm pretty sure that your name come across a lot of desks when they actually formulating shows, when they sending artists out on promo tours, when they sending artists out to go do shows. Your name as a DJ come across that desk. You know what I'm saying? But as well as you pushed yourself to not just stick with one DJ, one rapper. You said, man, I'm gonna go deal with all artists,
right?
Rappers, R&B. So that's a smart move,
right?
So this right here is a good jewel for DJs. So y'all better make sure y'all pay attention, because this right here is a humongous jewel he giving y'all. Don't get stuck on one artist because he hot or she hot right now. You running around with him. There's one thing for sure: an artist can be hot today and tomorrow he not no more.
That's why I say, and if you dependent on that.
Exactly.
And that 50 had made a post about that. Like, I think it might have been like a month ago. I saw it. He was like, a crutch is only there to help you.
That's a fact.
That's it. And I'm just like,
so I can relate to that, because me as a rapper, I was rapping, I was promoting parties. When I got good at promote parties, I had opportunity and I opened up a club.
Right.
After I opened up one club, I had another one already. So I did 3 clubs in Durham.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So after that, I noticed I might as well start me a label. So I never relied on one thing also.
Never put yourself in that corner.
Never.
Yeah.
And you must be from Harlem too. I don't know.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something funny, because she's gonna laugh. She's gonna see this interview. So one of my homies that's in South Carolina, she's from Harlem. She grew up during your era, and she just sent me a post this morning because she saw when I was in Atlanta the other night.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I know that southern up top bop from anywhere, and that was you. She's like, you know, Harlem influenced you or whatever. And I was like, I'm a southern guy with up top influence, you know. So
she got to see this interview.
yeah, she gonna see it. Salutes to Harlem.
Anybody know Harlem? We know for getting money more than one way.
Right.
You get money one way, you already off and
Right.
wrong. Because one thing happened, then you got another thing to fall back on.
Right.
So a lot of us we work off of teamwork, and I'm big on loyalty. That's why I've always kept a few guys around me. You know what I'm saying? If I can help them, then they can help me.
Right.
So the same thing how you and Flash and you guys did, and that's why y'all successful to this day.
Right. Face card, man. Keep your face card, man. And that's one thing I definitely learned. Like, once you step outside of South Carolina, like South Carolina is South Carolina, you know what that is. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing as North Carolina, but once you step out in the industry and you start moving around with different people, you start to realize and understand that certain things are important. You know what I'm saying? And you're only good as your word.
That's a fact.
You know, and like, once I start moving around with Rel would pour a lot of stuff into me. He was an R&B singer, but it was just like we saying, having real conversations, real talk. Marty, you know what I'm saying? Even when coming to meet you, like, it was just certain principles. Right. You know what I'm saying? Facts. And it's certain things that I don't care how much money you got, how big, how many houses, cars.
That's a fact.
None of that matters if your face card ain't good.
That's a fact.
Because you got to be able to walk into any room, and I can say, like, that's worth more than anything. Being able to walk into a room and be yourself, and people accept that.
Yeah.
Bro, that's priceless.
Because, plenty of people will tell you, a lot of people can't walk into them rooms.
I see it.
Yeah. I
see it until this day. Yeah. Like, you're not being embraced. Like, I'm like, I don't never want to know what that feels like, bro.
See, you might be labeled as a grind ball with money,
listen,
a slickster with money, and you don't want them names when it comes to dealing with people that's getting money and got money and that can pull a string for you. Because now they don't want to pull the string for you because you're known for having that caliber of a name. So that's a fact, man.
That black cloud is real.
That black cloud is real, brother. And that's why I always create my own lane so I don't have to ask nobody for something.
Facts.
And if I do have to ask somebody for something, they're going to know, well, he must really need it because he don't ask. And it's just something to build me or build another person. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, yeah. So give me, how long you been doing radio now, and what's the perks of radio? What's your biggest artist that you've met that you really wanted to meet once you started doing radio and this is definitely what I'm supposed to do?
Well, radio I didn't really meet I met artists passing through radio.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everything Rockefeller during that time. You know what I'm saying? Because after that Rockefeller era, when Rockefeller ended, I left North Carolina and I went to Atlanta. And after that, I stopped doing radio in the studio. The game started to change a little bit.
You can work from wherever you at.
You can work wherever you at, home. So I was doing all my mixes from the crib. Wow. So I never really had to be in the studio anymore after that.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that, I I started meeting artists from the party scene. So that's when the party thing just started really. That was always my niche. But like once I left North Carolina, and I always say this, like, you know, that whole era, me being here in North Carolina, set me up for a lot. Because granted, you was here, and that 2000, some people say like before 2000, but I wasn't in the scene then in North Carolina. Right. But from 2000 to 2005, Raleigh, Greensboro, Charlotte, was popping. Yes. Like on a whole nother level.
Rocket ship pop.
Man, listen, anything that was moving in the industry had to come through here.
That's a fact.
It had to come through here.
CIAA was
man, listen, that's when CIAA was here.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't at the magnitude that it was in Charlotte at that time. You know what I'm saying? But it was still making noise.
It started in Durham. They moved it from Durham to Raleigh, and then Raleigh to Charlotte.
Yep.
And that's when it was really crazy. Now it's in what, Baltimore?
Yes, in Baltimore.
Maryland. You know, I can hear about it, but lightly, like not like before.
It can make its own home in Baltimore.
Right.
I'm not gonna say that it can't. Like I can see it, like I did it the past 2 years.
Right.
It can make its own home in Baltimore.
No doubt.
You know,
well,
almost like how it was here in Raleigh.
Well, I'm waiting to hear it because I've been hearing like a few people said they was there. Right. Then you got to figure the bike rally, Beach times.
Yeah.
So
all of that.
Yeah. All that was taking us. Yeah.
So all of that kind of just set the stage from even like my first 2 tours that I went on. When I went on my first tour, it was just kind of like, okay, that was the Bobby Digital Versa tour.
Right. Okay.
So I saw that, I'm just like, okay, I think this is it. So then going on the 2620 Black College tour, I was pretty much doing majority of the dates, opening the majority of the dates for those. So it was just kind of like the traveling in and out. Like I was doing that, doing a show one night, getting up the next morning, coming back to class.
Wow.
Like getting to it.
Yes.
And so at that point it was just like, I want to be a traveling DJ. I want to be a touring DJ. That's what I want to do. So
that's where that money at.
Yeah, and I saw it firsthand.
Yes.
But you know, while I'm here, I still had to make money. So you know, I was doing the college circuit real heavy, but that introduced me to other genres of music, different demographics of people, and just embracing hip hop and culture from a totally different standpoint, coming from Florence, South Carolina.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So from there, it was just kind of like one thing just kept leading to the next. And like I said, once I dropped out of college, and you know. Pursued DJing full time, it was just like falling in the lap of everything, moving from Rockefeller, coming through North Carolina, being a part of that. Right. It just kind of like, all right, set me up on stages. Now I'm on first name basis with the Kanye's and the Rels and the, you know, Kenny Burns, even though like we recanted our relationship after he came back in with rock music. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But it was just kind of like putting me back in that fold. So it was, everything just kept elevating. So then when the Rockefeller thing folded, and I think Rel album was just about to drop. Yeah. This is 2004. Yeah. And I think at the time it was a 40 city tour that we had, sponsored by Remy. I'll never forget this. It was like August 2004. I was excited because I was like, yo, it's a rap. We out of here. Yeah, Rel was popping. Yeah. No Better Love, and then he dropped the Real Love remix. So I mean the Real Love single. So I was like, yo, we out of here. Put in my 2 weeks leave at the radio station. It's like, yo, we out. Like I'm about to be on the road. Right. It's a wrap. So they was just like, well, you got a home whenever you come back. Shouts to Uzi D. And then it's like after the week they gave the call of the tour about to, you know, was about to happen. Then it was another call. It was like, yo, the tour is on hold. And it's like, it's like a crush. So I was like, what happened? Wow. So then it was like, we holding off on Rel album. I'm not giving my timeline might be off, but you know what I'm saying, in the actual direction of what had happened, but it was like the Rel album is being held off. So then it was like, all right, something going on at Rockefeller. And it was like, what's going on? Wow. And then
what was the bad news? Jay-Z and Dame breaking
Dynasty is done. It's like, what?
Well, I got caught up in that as well. Right. Like I was just telling you, with Rick Vocals. Right. We did the video, $300,000 video dedicated to Aaliyah. And once that record would have dropped, he would have been one of the biggest R&B artists from North Carolina, on a worldwide scale. And it was scheduled to come out after that Master P and Cameron About It video. And something, so during that switch, and everything that was going on, and we got caught up in that as well. And then, you know, once the breakup happened, we were still trying to figure if being a Dame was our people,
right,
if we was gonna continue on with.
Everybody was trying to figure out what side it was going on. I remember, yeah, everybody trying to like, I'm going with Jay, I'm going with Dame.
Exactly.
Yep.
And so we just got caught up in that, and I think Dame left. You know, I'm safe to say, you know, he was kind of upset behind it. You know what I'm saying? More or less hurt because Jay was like a brother to him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he left and went to China and opened up some art galleries. That's when everybody was talking about Dame Dash broke. Dame. He was over in China enjoying himself, getting over, you know, that and figuring out his next move and all that. So yeah, I feel your pain with that, because I was like, yo, we out of here. You started looking like me when you were saying that. I'm like, yo, my brother, we about to take off, man.
That was a real time, man.
It hurt me to my soul. But what I'm about to do, though, I'm about to rekindle. I actually bought Rick Vocals here and then recorded some records with him.
Okay.
And I'm going to, you know, do a past story on him, get him a publicist, and shoot a couple videos and start dropping them and start building them back up.
Word.
And get him some of them hot R&B songs, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I'm gonna make sure I send you some of those.
Nah, definitely need that. R&B is like my lane, so.
Yeah, because he's talented. And he's still a breath of fresh air for these ladies. That's what, you know, that's how you're gonna win with that.
Wherever the ladies go, the money follows.
That's
Trust that.
That's what I do now. So yeah, so I'm getting them back and going to get his story together, man. But
Word.
Yeah, that's crazy. I forgot. I didn't know you and Rel was that tight, but I knew you knew Rel and was somewhere. I didn't know.
That's how we connected. Like we connected on his radio run that he was doing.
Right.
I don't know if it was him and Alan Anthony doing a run.
Right.
At that time, and they came through Fayetteville. I don't think Real Love was out yet, but I think it was off of Young Guns No Better Love. He was doing a promo run, and that's how we connected. And like I said, when we connected there at the radio station, we just had a conversation for like 30 minutes.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, I know you from Orangeburg. I'm like, you know I'm from Florence, right? And he was just like, say word. I'm like, yeah, I'm from Florence. And he just like, yo, and he was actually at the radio station when I was doing my show.
Yeah.
So he was there when I was mixing live. He's like, yo, you from the crib? He's like, you rolling with me.
No doubt.
And that's why I said it was a wrap after that. So, you know, after the whole Rockefeller thing, I moved to Atlanta. Better know myself again.
Right.
2005, January 2005. So you just
jumped and said, I'm going to Atlanta.
Yeah, well, E was already down there in Atlanta. E had moved to Atlanta.
Where he at? E still there now?
Nah, he's here. He's here in Raleigh. Yeah, he's going to go back and forth.
What up, big shout.
Yeah, E Terry.
Bro right there. I don't care where he see me at. He put me in, yo, come here.
Yeah.
That's my bro, man.
Yeah, E's still moving, man. And it's crazy because E was in Atlanta since like 2003 and nobody knew.
Right, I didn't know.
He was back and forth. He had a spot. He was here in Raleigh doing the Rockefeller stuff, and then he was still in Atlanta. And this was when All Star was in Atlanta. So people
walk by him and think, he ain't a regular guy.
Nah, you know a lot of people.
He's sitting in the cut.
Yeah, observing.
Yep, that's all he's doing. So I see he put the big smile on. What up, bro?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, he's just one of them humble guys. You wouldn't know that. He's in the industry heavy like that.
Right. Always
because he act humble and regular. That's a good thing.
And one of the things that plays a major part of that is like being able to listen. That's one thing I also learned too. Like you being around a lot of people with money, like sometimes your money doesn't match their knowledge.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta always be in a position to listen, and that kind of carries you a long way. You know what I'm saying?
I tell people that a lot. Sometimes what be crazy is people always want to tell a person that actually on top things and want them to listen to it, which is cool. I like to listen to people that a young baby could tell me something, and I'm gonna take that knowledge in. So even a person that has money have to listen too,
right?
Because they wouldn't get to the position where they at. So, like you said, that listening thing is a very powerful key to anybody successful.
Right. In any lane of business.
That's a fact.
Any lane of business.
That's a fact. I don't want to know everything. And even if I do know it, I'll throw it out there. If they don't want to utilize it, that's cool. But still, maybe later on they'll catch on. And then sometime they might listen to it and take them somewhere and they pull you with them as well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? and vice versa. So yeah, that listening thing right there is a very powerful tool. You got 2 ears and 1 mouth, man. Do more listening than talking.
That must be a Harlem thing, because Doug tells me, Dougie Fresh, he tells me the same thing.
That's a fact.
And that's kind of like how we ended up connecting, like,
yeah, I know you done did many a show.
7 years ago. Yeah, well, we used to always get booked together.
Right, okay.
Like, since like 2008, 2009.
Right.
Promoters used to just put us on the same bill.
Right.
And we didn't really, like, I never really sat and had a conversation with Doug until like, maybe it was like 2015.
Right.
And a couple of people was kind of giving me a heads up and was like, yo, Doug asking about you. You know, I'm just like, all right, you know, I don't know what it's about, but I'm still working. I don't never stop and get excited. Like, you know, I'm just like, all right, that's what's up.
Know that.
When the conversation comes, have a conversation, I'm going to get back in my car and keep it moving.
Right.
You know?
Facts.
But when we had the conversation, it was just kind of like, it's almost a conversation like this. He's, you know, but it was like to know Doug, you know how these conversations go. Like, so what it is that what it is you're trying to do, you know, telling him everything. Then Doug would have his spill on, all right, well, you know, when I was in this situation and I saw this, and he's giving you scenarios,
right.
You know, and I think at that time, I think it might have been like Diddy's party or something in Cali, and D Nice had DJ, and he was kind of telling me the whole breakdown of the party, how it went, how some things he may have wanted to see a little bit different,
right?
And it was like, you know, and it's lessons. Which goes back to what we were just saying, being in a position of always being able to soak those conversations in by listening.
Right.
You know, and it's crazy because this conversation we was having this conversation in my hometown, Florence, South Carolina, which is wow, because we got booked to do a party there that night.
Right. Wow.
Me and Doug sitting in my city, right, having a conversation. I don't know what's about to happen from the conversation. Right. But we just having a conversation an hour before the show. You know, so granted, you know, I was like, you know, I want to be a touring DJ, doing more corporate, you know, high-end events, and, you know, it was just like, well, you know, I think you got what it takes, you know, and he was like, I think I got some things that I want to include you in moving forward. Wow. So he was just like, you know, be ready, he said, because I'm going to call you. And this was like November 2015. Then 2016, February 2016, I was doing the Battle of the Bands at the Georgia Dome at the time. I get a text on I see my phone ringing. Yeah. But I'm on stage, and Ludacris is coming on stage to perform. I'm looking at my phone like, why is Doug calling me? But I'm like, Doug must be in the building. But I can't answer it because Ludacris is coming up performing. Right. So Ludacris does his performance or whatever, and then I say I have a voicemail and a text message, and I'm just like, when you get that, it's something that they need to share. Right. So I go down in the dressing room after the drink, and I listen to my voicemail, and it's like, yo, I'm about to go on a cruise, but I have an event that I think I want to pull you in on next week. I'm going to be out of pocket for 7 days, but call my manager, Mary. She'll give you all the information, and we'll go from there. That's all I had to go off of. So I'm just like, what is this? So get done with the show. We get in the car. So I call Mary, and she was like, hey, Skillz, what's going on? You know, she's like, so Doug told me a lot about you, got the information, so this is what it is. Doug's doing the NAACP Image Awards next week, and he wants you to come with him. Are you booked? Wow. I'm like, I was, but I'm not anymore. Yeah, I'm not anymore. And after that, it's been history. So me and Doug been rocking, you know, the party hosting since then, since 2016.
Man, that's big, man. And shout out to Doug, man. Yeah. Good dude. You know, him and my brother Unique Mecca Audio.
Oh, Mecca Audio.
Yeah, tight. And you know, he Unique created the AEO.
Right, yeah. And that's hip hop history.
That's a fact. Yeah. And Doug went, asked him, can he do a record? He did the record. And you know, he gave my boy his points and rights to everything. You know, he just licensed it to Doug, but I respect. He showed my boy mad love. Actually, Doug's son loved my boy Unique, man.
Right, yeah.
So that's you know, it's like a full circle, man. It's kind of giving me like deja vu, like all the elements of where, like you was over here, I was over here, but we still in the essence.
Come back full circle, man.
Yeah,
right back to the center.
Yeah, it's real deep, man. And I want to say personally, I'm proud of you, cause like I said, you left from my house that day. We had a plan of what we was gonna do, mixtapes and all that. We never really got to do whatever we said. Can't remember why, but I know you disappeared and then you come back this humongous DJ. I'm like, hold up, man, I know that name, man.
Yeah.
That's my boy right there.
Right.
So I'm very, very proud of you. And yo, it's like I said, it's hard to take a leap of faith being a DJ, and you did that, and you you nailed that, man. So I gotta give you your flowers now.
You, bro.
So which other artists do you really want to work with?
Stevie Wonder, man.
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie,
you already know this.
Yeah, listen, so they did, parts of Jay-Z, Diddy, Angela Simmons, Terrence J, Kevin, you name them, Run DMC, Shaka Khan, you name them. Stevie is on my bucket list, bro.
That's what's up, man.
I do a party with Stevie Wonder. I ain't gonna say I can retire, but I can retire.
Right.
I can be done. Yeah, Stevie Wonder. That's probably like the only person that I have not done. Like I just know, like from a musical standpoint, like that'd be a night. That'd be a moment.
That'd be big, man.
Yeah,
that's big, man. Stevie Wonder on your list? Whoa, your list already is immaculate. So
that's why I say, man, like it's not. I'm a musical guy. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like going out with Doug is like it's an experience. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like you said, like sitting down, soaking up all the knowledge, and then always being at a place to want to learn and grow. Like you said, you'll never want to be to the point to where I know it all. You know, and Doug, like even with him being who he is in the game, he's still like how you said, he'll listen to somebody younger because it's like I can take something from what they're telling me to help me grow in another area in my life or in business or, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And I kind of take those jewels and I apply them to my life, you know what I'm saying? So like being able to want to open up that palette more and like I said, from a musical standpoint, think of somebody like Stevie Wonder and me knowing how I like to get down from a musical standpoint when it comes to DJing.
Right.
I'm just like, I know what me and Doug do, but I'm just kind of like, if I get with somebody and just do an event with Stevie Wonder, like, man, listen,
that's gonna be bananas, man.
It's like we're going to a whole nother planet.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, man. So
Doug is a vibe within itself, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's kind of that's like for me. I'm not gonna say it was the introduction, but it's kind of like that was the breaking me out of my shell of what I already know that I'm capable of doing. But it's kind of like now I'm rocking with somebody that puts me on Front Street to allow me to.
You know about Doug, man? I mean to cut you off.
No, you good.
I watched him from being no name person to just doing the beatbox for the first time introduced to the world. He used to come to this nightclub called Broadway International, right up the street from my house. Like literally, you could walk from that club to my house 10 minutes, down the hill, up the hill. We used to, me and my brother used to sneak out the house, leave the door open when my mom and pop go to sleep to think we grown. No, we can't come outside to be with the big boys that moms let them hang out. My peers. We up in there, Doug Fresh coming there. He used to come in there. And I think back then the floors used to light up. He'll know what you're talking about, but he started doing the beatbox and he used to put it to his neck and all that, and it was like, whoa, like wow. He had the crowd rocking. I never seen him not rock a crowd, right? So as time go on, he would come in and rock little dates here and there and rap and all that. Next day I know he got an album out, a single. After that, that's when this is called The Show. That song took off, and he ain't never looked back. He never looked back when he started before nobody knew his name, and he named himself. So I'm saying that to say, to me, he got a halo over his head from all the way up to now. You know what I'm saying? And you know, black don't crack, so my boy, and he know how to entertain, man.
Right.
And one thing with you with DJing, I've seen you DJ older clubs. I see you DJ college clubs. One thing about you, you're an entertainer as well because you know what to put on. So tell me, that's what I want to know because as a DJ,
science. Now this right here, the part of the interview where it might get cut off because the pay-per-view joint might flash across the bottom like I gotta pay for this information. You know?
Yeah, because that ain't easy.
Yeah, this is not. So for me, rocking a crowd, it is a science behind it.
That's a fact.
So I'm gonna tell you, one of the craziest things. I've never had nobody tell me this, but you have to be paying attention to actually get it. So I did an event, and I was actually here in Raleigh like 2 months ago. And there was a matter of fact, it was a Jack and Jill gala I did. A gala. You know, they was suited and booted, but they came to party.
Right.
Female came up to me after the party. She was just like, yo, I sat back and I analyzed everything you did. She said everything you did was like a climax.
Yes.
It was like, oh, this is what you doing here? Okay, if that's how y'all reacting, I'm gonna take y'all here, but y'all don't know what I'm about to do next.
Right.
And I'm just like you work in psychology or something?
Right.
And she was like, yeah, I do. She like, I study people's emotions.
Yeah.
She said, we play from an emotional standpoint.
Yeah.
I do. My parties, like my whole thing is about feeling.
Facts.
It's a vibe. So when I say curate adult vibes, that's what I mean. Like people throw that word vibes real loosely. And I'm just like, nah, like the party is a vibe. Like it's a feeling. You're not just supposed to be there. Nah, you be there in the moment.
That's a fact.
And whatever's outside those doors, it doesn't matter. It's about what's going on inside. So every time I play, no matter the age demographic, I'm trying to get some kind of feeling out of you.
So
Like,
you already have your records already lined up for the party?
Nah, like, so it's a thing, like I have a skeleton. I know certain songs I know I'm gonna play, and that's like my skeleton.
Okay.
But that just gives me, it's almost like you got a map, right? And then it's road construction, so you gotta take a detour here, but you give yourself room to make necessary moves and audibles if you got to. Like, oh, if y'all opening this, let me open this pocket up and see if y'all gonna tap into this. And if y'all don't, all right, I can go back to my skeleton and get back on program, but I don't lose y'all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a lot of a lot of thought, and a lot of people think DJing parties. And I always say, I used to say this back in the day. You know, 90s and 2000s, early 2000s, it was, you had mix show DJs, you had mixtape DJs, you had party DJs, but then you had to be great in all of those areas. Now, it's not a thing. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people DJ now, and they think that they can DJ, and it was tour DJing then too. Just because you're a tour DJ doesn't mean you're a good party DJ. Just because you're a good party DJ don't mean you're a good mixtape DJ. Just because you're a good mixtape DJ don't mean you're a good radio DJ. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just one of those things of just kind of like, you know, knowing how to get that reaction. You know what I'm saying? From the crowd, from the people. And that's kind of like my thing. I get a rush. I get a rush off that shit.
Yeah, it's like rocking the mic in a sense.
Man, listen, when you get that reaction from people, like it's a whole nother, like when I really tapped into it, it might have been we was in Charlotte and I was doing Anthony Hamilton's Grammy party. And I don't know this woman from a can of paint.
Right.
But they came to the Anthony Hamilton party, and then the next night we did it was like a finale party that we did. But they came up to the stage and was like, yo, we want to meet you, you know, and just say thank you for a great night last night.
Wow.
I think they came from like DC or somewhere. But they was like, we enjoyed ourselves so much last night. We was like, where is he at tomorrow? So I'm just like, all right, appreciate it. I'm moving off. And then she was like, well, no, I have something else I need to tell you. Like, my friend is here, but she's embarrassed. I'm just like, all right, I don't know what this is, but crazy enough, I don't know who was holding the camera, but my people was recording it. So I got the video clip. So she grabbed the girl up and was like, you know, well, she's not going to tell you, but she's like, you did a crazy, like, reggae set last night. And she said, you made my friend have an orgasm while she was in the club. And I'm just like, wow, was she dancing with somebody? Like, cause that's unheard of to me at that time, you know? She was just like, no, she was just caught up in what she was playing.
Damn, and she was in the zone.
And at that time, I didn't know that, like, music and how I put music and songs together could be so powerful. You know what I'm saying? But after that, it kind of sat with me. I'm just like, that's some powerful shit. Yeah, like you know?
And you know, girls dance real sexual to Jamaican music anyway, so maybe that's the zone she was in.
She was white. Let me put the cherry on it, like she was white.
But I guess she learned wow.
It threw me for a loop, but you know, like I said, like after that, it was just kind of like I was already doing it without thought.
Fact.
That's how I always played without thought.
But you rocking though, and she's feeling that everything you dropping is right. hit after hit.
And that's, you know, like I said, after that, you know, it was kind of like, that's my secret sauce. That's it. So, you know,
even if you're telling it, there ain't nobody still be.
They're not, because it's like a it's a method to your madness.
That's
you know
a
what
fact.
I'm saying? Like, so it's kind of
Nobody
like,
can't just duplicate that, man.
Right.
At all. They would really have to follow you around. If they don't know you and they heard of you, they have to follow you around each joint till they actually get that.
Right.
So just tell them to them they not gonna get
They're
that.
not. Yeah, they're not.
I know about DJing.
Right.
I used to DJ before I was rapping.
Right.
Back in the day. God bless my boy Duran Shaka taught me how to DJ. And so I knew the Skillz that right. So I actually went and did 106 in Park. I mean not 106 in Park, I did the Basement with Tigger.
Right.
Just to promote things that I was doing. So
Right.
I went up there as a DJ because I already knew how to do the turntables and the mixes and all that.
That's one thing about you. Always like I noticed you was like a jack of all trades. Then, but like how they say a master of a jack of all trades, but a master of none or whatever.
Yeah.
Nah, that master of none. Like you had your hands on this.
Fact.
So it's like you could never pinpoint. It's like, yo, like, so what is it exactly that he does?
Everybody asks me.
Yeah, I never try to overthink it because to me I'm just like, he's a hustler. He get to it. Like he don't mind work. He don't mind working.
Nah,
you know
not at all. I gotta go get it, man.
Yeah.
And if I have somebody that can help me do it, so be it. Just like my boy Jax right here, man.
Right.
We started this from scratch, and he be up early in the morning like he getting paid $50,000 a month or something.
Hustle.
In real life.
Yeah.
So with a person like that, I can't stop.
Right.
So I did 106. No, I did keep saying 106. I did the
Basement
Basement
right.
with Tigger. Once with the game, was up there with Super Bowl weekend. I got to meet the game. He actually did some drops for me. That's when I was promoting my plugged in DVD at the time.
Dang, yeah, plugged in.
Yes. So
Dang.
I was promoting that. So I went up there as a DJ to push that. And
Right.
the game did some drops for me. And then I went up there another time with me and SNS, DJ SNS.
That's my brother.
Shout out to S. I
That's
already
my
know.
brother, man. That's my brother, S.
Childhood doing house parties,
Yeah.
man. So he the one plugged me with the plug to start getting up there. So big shout out to S. I appreciated that, bro. And but yeah, so I understand the demographic of knowing how to drop that because I did a few parties with some DJs, but I didn't do the whole set. You know what I'm saying? And I really didn't have a formula. I just was dropping records that I know was hot.
Right.
And I was just doing it at the time and really sparring, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's how I know the essence of what you do ain't easy. So anybody think that they're gonna duplicate that and that is real easy or something, that's a no-no.
Yeah, it's a method to the madness, man. It's like a certain thought process and a certain type of zone.
Right, that's
you know
a
what I'm saying,
fact.
that you gotta be in, like, you know, like I'm doing like spot things on the New Edition tour now.
Okay.
So like imagine you going into an arena playing for 20,000 people.
Right.
I only got a 15-minute set.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you might have some people like, all right, I'm gonna go out here and play in front of these 15,000. I'm gonna just play off the cuff and I'm just play whatever. It's like, nah, you gotta. It's like touring and clubbing. It's different. You get that energy.
Yes, that's a fact.
In 15 minutes, I might play 30 songs.
That's a raw energy right there.
Yeah, you know, and it's like in those 30 songs are not gonna feel like I cut them off too soon because it was just the vibe and the energy of just how everything was laid out. But it's just like that method to that madness. But then I come back and do a party. I might start off playing samples or something just to get the people, you know, engaged or like oh shit moments, and you know, then give them something they familiar with, and then it's like it's levels. Yeah, man.
The more they go, the more they hyping you up anyway.
Yeah, listen, yeah.
That's another thing.
And they can
They
keep
energy,
going.
they throwing the energy back at you. Y'all playing tennis with each other.
That's all it is.
That's
all it is.
Man, that's hot, man.
Yeah, man.
So when was that first rush when you was like, man, this is it? Wow. The first big rush when you know you had the crowd jumping.
Funny enough, and we're here in Raleigh.
Right?
It was here.
Wow.
You probably remember this night too. It was 2001. Granted, you know, I was doing parties and all of that and like the tour, but like this one party in particular was it for me. Nelly Destiny Child's, right?
Wow, I think I remember Nelly.
Everybody was at Silver's.
Yeah, that's a fact.
We was doing the after parties for those joints for the tour.
Yeah.
And I ended up doing the main set that night. But that was like my my breakout night in Raleigh.
Wow.
Everybody knew after that night. I think that's what kind of changed everything for me in the Raleigh market. Because before then, I was trying to, get on joints here in Raleigh, but it was like, you from South Carolina. Being from South Carolina, it's a pro and a con, but I'm a type of person that like getting out the mud. Like, I don't like no handouts. So everything.
Sleep on South Carolina now.
We got some heavy hitters down there.
You got B. Lloyd, Kill the Radio, Kill Party shows. You got to look at Charlemagne the God.
South Carolina.
Big. South Carolina.
In Colbert?
Yeah, it's like we South Carolina, we heavy. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like one of those things of, and I take it in stride, because even when I went to Atlanta, I got the same thing with my guy Jay Carter. First thing he said to me was, and he rolled tight with Kenny Burns, and that's why I was when I first moved to Atlanta.
Right.
And we was trying. Jay Carter had a dope party going on in the city, and he's just like, what a guy from South Carolina knows about playing a party, like with like just multiple genres of music.
Right.
And I'm just like, put me in your rotation and I'll show you.
Yeah.
Ever since that day, I opened up the first night.
Yeah.
And that night, nobody went downstairs to his main level. And after that night, I've never opened up for any of his events. I was always like a headline, a main feature, even on this one music festival concert, the festival he does in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I have they give me my sets.
Yeah, you showed them what South Carolina can do.
So, it's just one of those things. But yeah, that particular night, it was Raleigh at Silver's, a Nelly Destiny Child after party. Nelly was there, Eve. I think Destiny Child was just about to walk in. Everything Rockefeller was blazing hotter than hot at that time. I think this was Blueprint.
Yeah.
And I just ran through a crazy Rockefeller set, and the club went nuts. Fights broke out.
Wow.
Joint got shut, and Destiny Child was outside getting ready to walk in. Then this room, they had the side room.
Yeah.
They was about to walk in the side room, and everything just went haywire.
Wow.
And the party got shut down. But after that night, that was a rush that I've never felt. And I mean, you talking about like 1,500 people in a venue. Silver's was huge.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
So it was like, after that night, that was that rush. And after that, I'm just like, oh man, this just keeps getting.
That's what it is.
Keep getting better. But before then, I was doing the parties in Greensboro. I was traveling from Raleigh to Greensboro every Thursday. That's what kind of kept me afloat from '99 to that moment.
I had bought when Jay-Z was on tour, him and he was on tour, and MC had his club. DJ MC had his club out there around that time, Lotus.
Yeah.
He let me get the club. I did an after party and bought Jay-Z out there that night, and Beyonce was with him.
Right.
And that was a beautiful night. Down there. Have you ever worked at Lotus with him?
Yeah.
Okay.
MC brought me. I think they had a comedy show, and this is crazy because I had just got my wisdom teeth pulled out. And I was unsure if I was gonna be able to make the party because my joint was jammed up. And Cedric the Entertainer ended up coming through the spot that night. And I still rocked out with gauze in my joint.
My boy, go get a thoroughbred.
I went through it, and that was my first night doing Lotus. And I think I got video footage that might be on my YouTube page actually.
Wow, that's big.
Yeah,
that's like playing football. You injured, man. I'm still getting on the field.
Listen, if I'm good enough to where I can perform at least 80%, I'll make my 80 feel like at least a 98.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? So
knock it down. Right now, I'm up here doing it. I got allergies, and then pollen killing it.
That's what North Carolina does. That allergy, man.
Your head must go on.
Right, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a fact with that. So when you and Skillz, y'all last did something together.
Mad Skillz?
I meant Skillz. Excuse me. On Flash.
We haven't collaborated on a mixtape or anything in a minute. That's my bro. We still talk. I just saw Flash last night. Right. He came in town for the Dream.
That's what I said. He live out of town now.
Yeah.
He bumped into me at Love's one night. He told me he was back out here. So what he doing? He touring with Lil Bro?
No, he's not touring with Lil Bro anymore. Flash got his own thing going on now.
That's what's up.
He's producing. His production is.
I gotta get him up here. Nah, his beats has always been fire now.
Flash is on a whole nother level when it comes to that production, bro.
Man, I need some beats, man. I'm working with 2 new artists right now.
Holla at Flash.
I got to.
Listen.
I got to, man.
Holla at Flash, bro. He got some. He's a sleeper to me, and I ain't saying that because of my brother.
Yeah,
I've been around a lot of different producers, and like for a lot of people not to know his work right now, Nah, and he's still nasty on the DJing, but he's coming into his own realm.
Yeah, he another one that keep that crowd jumping, man.
Yes.
And that's a fact. His formula is L too.
Yes.
I got to get him up here. Nice little interview with him because he got some history to talk.
Yeah, nah, absolutely. And while we speaking of that, I can't speak on all of those things in Raleigh and with Flash and not salute my guy, Big Tex.
No doubt.
Tex,
Big Tex. Yeah.
Tex gave us a platform from Supper Club.
Yeah, that's a fact.
To Exit 75.
Facts.
To Sin City. And to what y'all still now know as the Star Bar. We was rocking with him Supper Club, all that from 2005. 2013ish, we was in that fold. So salute to my guy Tex, man.
So one thing I can say about Tex, man, I'm glad you brought that up. Cause I watched him from his City in the South clothing line.
Right.
That's way back.
You know what I'm saying? And then his first party that he did at somebody else's club, and bought P. Pablo there, and that joint was crazy. He the first one started Sundays out here being packed like it's a Saturday.
I think that's what people were saying.
He never looked back.
Right.
And then he went and opened up the Supper
Club, yeah.
And whenever
he used to do Sundays at Banana Joe's. I didn't mean to cut you off, but
that's where it started.
Banana Joe's, right?
Banana Joe's, that's the name. I'm glad you cut me off.
Banana Joe's. Banana Joe's.
And he never looked. He bought P. Pablo there. P. was hot. Killing was that first single.
Right.
That joint was off the meat racks, man. And every Sunday it was like that for a long time. Then he opened his own spot, and whenever I needed something, man, he was there for me. Yo, let me get the club. He let me shoot a movie in there. We shot the Jukes movie in there. Right. I got Loon in there before he changed to Amir.
Right. I
got little Kim brother, Chris in there. I got Shay Davis from Smack DVD in the movie. Right. Big shouts out to Nicky Monday. That's a film they put me a part of. I'm executive producer. Dame Dash is executive producer now. We about to put that out on Tubi.
Okay.
So, but yeah, Tex let me do that, and he always been a solid brother, man.
Always solid, man.
So I understand, you are giving him his flowers, and I'm glad you brought that up, man. Like, that's deep.
Yeah, it's real, man. Like I've been blessed to encounter and be in a lot of good situations with a lot of solid individuals, and that's kind of it's rare. You know what I'm saying? But for me. It's just kind of like it's a testament of I'm where I'm supposed to be and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, you know? Because
your career been smooth sailing, man. Yeah. I be watching, I be seeing you.
Well, it's smooth from the outside lens now. It's a lot of things that go bumps and bruises.
We know that part. We know that part. I'm sure we have a whole nother interview. We're going to talk about the bumps and bruises.
The behind the scenes?
What? Trust me, I know, and anybody that's out there in the business world, they know what comes with it.
Everybody ain't built for it.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact, bro. But yeah, man, I appreciate you, man. We're gonna have to do this again.
Nah, I appreciate the invitation. When you hit me, I'm just like, let's go ahead and do this. I didn't know. I'll tell you, man. I was like, I don't know where this conversation is gonna go because we met. Like we was involved with some real individuals.
That's
you know what I'm saying, and how we connected. It wasn't. I'm not gonna say it was odd, but it was kind of like we was supposed to connect.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think when we outside of that, I think what was the club in Durham? It was all I remember was a white building. Cameron had just came home. You brought him down here though.
The Palace.
Was it the
Palace? I got that on. That's gonna be in my documentary.
Okay.
It's the Palace, and Jim Jones, the Dipset wasn't even started yet.
It was just Cam. Yeah. He just came home. He was locked up or something. He just came home or something, I think, at that time.
He came back out. I think they were saying he was sick. I don't know if he was. I don't think so. But he had just came back and started getting back on his grind again.
Okay. I know it was something that you brought him down to Durham, and Marty was like, we going to rock with Boots.
That's the club that I used to work out of.
Yeah.
Palace. You go down the steps and you go out through the other side, all of that. Mr. Cheeks there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was my first time seeing you move in the industry. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's like I said, it's a blessing for me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And when you called and reached out, that's I'm just like, me and you never really had in-depth conversations. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff don't have to be spoke on because it's real. You know what I'm saying? So like we ain't gotta elaborate on that, but this was love.
And I didn't, normally I write down a few things when and what I want to interview a person for. I didn't have to do that with you,
right?
Because I kind of already knew we was gonna have one. Like you said, we didn't have in-depth conversations,
right?
But when